Hi, and welcome to the Giving Flower Podcast. I am Kimberlolly on Ravelry and Instagram. I'm Kimberly29, and pretty much everywhere you can find me as Kimberlolly. I'm outside because it's kind of spring a little bit, so I thought I'd come out here. I'm alone today. Nobody wanted to come out with me. They're out playing again, so I'm here by myself. Next week I won't be alone, and I'll do another podcast. I'm going away for the weekend with the girls, so you'll see that. But until then, I thought I'd do a quick update of what's been going on. It's been 3 weeks. Sorry about that. I want to do this every 2 weeks, but sometimes things get in the way. And right now, life is a little bit busy, but here I am in my yard, and it's really, really quiet, and I feel very strange talking to my telephone, and I'm sure all of my neighbors can hear me and think I'm really strange, but that's okay, they know me. And I have a tree growing out of my head, which I can see behind me. But one of the reasons I wanted to come out here today is because we have some new pets for a couple weeks. We're babysitting. A friend of my husband's has, oh gosh, what are they called in English? I don't know what they're called. Bees. I don't even know what the word is in English. I don't have my dictionaries with me, my kids. Bees. As you can see behind me, right there, those are bees. It's a beehive. A beehive. Is it beehive? Is that what you call it? And a friend of his has 4 of them. And they had some problems, and so he put them together. And now he wants to separate them again because they kind of helped each other. He wants to separate them again and didn't know what to do with them, so he asked if it's okay if he puts one in our yard for a couple of weeks so that they can kind of get stronger on their own, because the two were living together with two queens or something. I'm just learning, so I don't know. I'll tell you more later once I get to know a little bit more. So anyway, we are babysitting this little colony, this beehive, and it's kind of interesting. So I thought I'd come out here and sit with the bees. I'm not sitting directly in front of it because there's a door in the front. If you see that slit on the bottom, that's where the bees come out and go in. And if you take the lid off the top, there is a make sure everything's going okay. I think it is. There is a plastic covering, so you can look inside and see what the bees are doing. So it's really kind of cool. If you know me on Instagram, you probably have seen the pictures of the bees, because we smoked them out when they first came, and and got to see what they look like. I just realized my new shawl I had, a couple drop stitches. Caught that quickly. So if you hear the bees, I don't know if you can hear them. I can hear them very loudly buzzing around, but bees, they don't do anything. They won't do anything unless they feel like you're attacking them. So I'm not too worried. So I thought maybe you'll see a bee. Maybe it'll land on the camera. Knowing my luck, they will. So anyway, let's get right to it. Thanks for coming to watch. There's one around my head. Thanks for watching. Thanks for taking time out to watch me. I had a lot of fun with Alex last time, and we're going to try to get together a little bit more. My husband's leaving. He's going geocaching, so he's jumping in the car to run off. You'll hear him in a minute. There it goes. So we had a really good time, and we're going to try to do it again. We're going to try to do another podcast or 2 again. In the summer, when it gets a little bit nicer and we can hang outside, she'll probably come over and we can hang out together. There he goes. So let's get right to it. I just wanted to show you a couple things that I've been working on. I've been really busy. Oh, I was sick last week. That was another reason why I didn't podcast last week. I got really sick. I think Saturday I started sneezing, and Sunday I was miserable, and Monday I thought I was going to go into work. It didn't happen. So I was out until Thursday. Friday I was still feeling bad, but I went into work anyway, and now I'm feeling much, much better. I started running again, which is great. I feel so much better about 3 weeks ago, which is probably why I got sick, because that's just what happens. I've started running 3 times a week and doing yoga in school, which I really love. For my neck, it's very, very good. And I just love it. I'm back into it. And of course I had to take 3 days of my running off. And today I went again this morning because I'm starting to feel really good again. So I went running, and it's all good. I think we're going to stick to this. So that's what's going on with me. speaking of running, this is one of my finished objects. I don't know if I've shown you this or not. I did this for the Ravelinics. It's my runner's hat, and I've always wanted a runner's hat. I've always wanted to make one so that when I'm running, I want to be bright, and you should see my outfit when I run. I have an orange jacket, I have a green phone holder, and I have yellow gloves, and now I have a bright pink and purple. What's a bee? Bright pink and purple. I've got to get used to these bees around. Bright pink and purple hat, and this is it. I've written up the pattern. I tried to do this within the first week of the Ravelinics. This was one of my goals, and I made it. So I got the medal, and here it is. I love it. I made the headband, and I can put it on for you. When I run, it's great because I always put my hair up in a ponytail, and then I have plenty of room with the hat on, because in the back it slouches down a bit on me, which I love, and when I run, I don't care. I just want to be bright and everyone see me. So there it is, and then I can put my hair in that, and it stays nice and tight on my head. So there's the runner's hat, and you can see the runner. It's kind of fun. It's a I love color work. So you just have to remember when you do this color work, you have to hold it really, really loose. You have to hold both yarns very, very loose, and if you do that, you're fine because there's lots of space in between. But you catch them on the back. I explain it all in the pattern. So that's one of my finished objects. My runner's hat. I called it Dash, a runner's hat. So that was what I've worked on. And as you can see, I'm wearing something. You see what I'm wearing? I finished my swirl. This one is a Wild Thyme, and I love it. It fits so nicely. The other swirl I made, I think I knit it huge. The gauge was really, really big. And I didn't really check gauge, I just made it, and I love it. The other one is wonderful because it's a nice snuggly jacket that I just kind of throw on. This one was weird when I put it on because I was like, oh my gosh, it fits me. If you can see, you can kind of see. Red's always hard to film, so you can kind of still hear I'm a little bit sick. But it fits very, very nicely, and I love it. I haven't taken pictures yet, but I will for my project page. But I thought I'd wear it today because it's kind of perfect weather for it. You don't really need a scarf today. Or a shawl. It's really nice. The sun's not out, which is, yeah, but it's perfect. So this is the swirl I finished. When did I finish this? A week ago, I think? The 17th. And I made it out of Rastita. Madeline Tosh Rastita? I believe that's what it is. Yeah, I didn't write any more than that. I meant to write it down and I didn't. But it's Rastita in Cerveza. Cerveza is beer. Cereza, which is cherries. So that's the colorway, and I love it. Love it. I can only recommend a swirl. This is my second swirl. The book is great. Buy the book. It's just fun to look at. The pictures are really cool. And I've made two, and I see another one in my future because these jackets are great. You just throw them on and they fit, they're comfy, and you've got this little neck thing that you can go like this if it's cold, or put it down in the back. And this one was an oval. This shape, the Wild Thyme, is an oval with the hole up on top, I believe. You know, an off-center hole. So, if you want to check that out. So those are the things that I've finished. I've also been working on, what else am I working on? I am working on a new design. And I'll tell you more about it. This is another reason I didn't podcast last week. But I'll tell you more about it when this is done. It's kind of a very, very sad reason. And I'm designing something in this person's honor. It's a big crow. Is it a crow? I'm not sure what it is. On top of my neighbor's house. And it just made a big bang because he landed on the chimney. Kind of neat. Okay, one of my very, very good testers, she's very, very good tester. She's a good friend of mine. We met through testing. When I first started writing my patterns a couple of years ago, she was one of the first testers that came along and was wonderful. She found mistakes. She was very critical of my patterns, and I adore that. As a pattern designer, you want somebody who's going to go through and find mistakes for you because that's what I need. And she was very critical, and she would tell me what she thought, and I loved it, and we got to be very, very good friends. I claimed her as my adopted mom. I called her Mum, M-U-M, because my own mom is M-O-M. And she watched my podcast. She would write to me and say, I watched you again. And she was the moderator in my group. I asked her if she would help me, and she said she would. She was always there, and I adored her. And this is Red Hat Knitter, and her name is Yvonne. And unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, she passed away. She had, and I can't think of what it's called, but she was on oxygen. She was older. She's as old as my mom. That's why she was my adopted mom. And she was in her late 70s. And these things happen, but I felt it just happened too soon. I don't think she should have passed away so soon. So I was very, very sad, and I didn't know. I was just shocked, as you can imagine. And so I am designing something for her, and that's what this is. I believe that she's an angel now. She's in heaven. She's knitting as much as she can. She's very happy. That's the way I see it. And what's very, very interesting is that I was running the day, I think the day she died. I went running the day after, and a bird was on the path. And I don't know why, but I just felt like that bird it just kept flying in front of me. And then I'd run a little bit and it would fly again in front of me. And it just kind of stayed in front of me the whole time, like it was showing me the way type thing. And I came home and I said to my husband, there's this bird. It was really weird. It was almost a block that this bird was showing me the way. And I thought, And that's when I found out that afternoon that she passed away. And I thought, I don't know. I don't know if anything has to do with one or the other, but I feel, she's in a better place. So that is what I'm designing. I'm working on something for her, and I'm knitting it with love, and I've dropped everything else, and that's what I'm working on right now. So this is it, and she loved blue. So this is something that was given to me by another knitter, who I'm going to see next weekend. This is, I believe, cashmere silk or cashmere alpaca. It's some gorgeous combination. It's Posh Yarns. It's a bluish purple, which is fabulous, and lace. And Nicole C. Mendez, I always, she's my other adopted sister right there. She sent me a package this week, and she made some stitch markers for me. And because I'm calling this is going to be Yvonne's Angel Wings, she sent me stitch markers that she made. And as you can see, here they are. They're little angels. And I love them. They're a Fimo, and they're my favorite. I think they're wonderful. So there you are, little red one. And she sent them in rainbow because, speaking of which, I have her rainbow socks on. I can't show you my feet right now, but I have her rainbow socks on. I love rainbows. Love them, love them, love them. So she sent me those stitch markers, so they're on the angel. So you will see more of this coming. Chonita, Alex, who you saw last week, if you watched me last week, and Nicole are going to be test knitting this for me. So if you want to test knit, let me know. There's a lot of meaning in this one for me. So that's what I've been working on. And I told you that Nicole sent me a package, and she sent me this. She had ordered it for herself and asked me if I wanted some, and I said, yes, I would love some. It's Patton's Croy socks. As if you've seen any other podcast, you will know, in that colorway that everyone's been using, which is so cool. So I'm going to be knitting these up. Oh, I forgot. No, I don't. I have it. Oh. I'm a little off today because I've been working on my pattern all morning and I went running and I'm just, but I thought I'd throw a podcast at you because it's been so long. So she sent me this. Thank you, Nicole. Of course, I sent her some bags. I've been sewing this past week. I was homesick, and towards the end I wasn't feeling as bad as at the beginning of the week. I started sewing, and I have some new tags, and as you can see, I've been putting them on. I don't know if you're going to be able to read that, if it's going to be the right way or not, but it says The Giving Flower, Kimberly Gintar. And this is my little mini bag. It's a little zipper bag, just a wedge, and I love this fabric because I'm a pink and green kind of person. So I put this in the middle, and I'm in the inside. And Nicole's, I think, has red, and for Alex, she's getting one because she's been knitting for me as well. So she got two. I think hers have red in the middle as well. So this is what I've been sewing, and this is what Nicole got because she's wonderful, and that's just what happens. Speaking of which, I am knitting 2 socks at one time. and I am just a top-down kind of girl, so I'm going to stick with the top-down business, but I am knitting my socks. Now, when I went to visit Nicole over Christmas, I dyed these up with her. They're stripes, but we made them crazy. What I did is I wound them. So I said, oh, I'm just gonna make the stripes all different sizes. And this is what came out. And I thought these would be perfect to do 2 at a time because you don't have to match them or anything. So you just knit them. And here are the crazy stripes. And I said, I want all the colors that I like. So we have green, and we have turquoise, and purple, and pink, and a cranberry red, which I think is so pretty. And right now I'm at the heel flap. So this is kind of my brainless knitting when I need it. When I go to bed, those last 5 minutes before I pass out, I'll knit on these for a minute. So I'm working on this, and I'm not quite sure how to do 2 at a time. I love knitting socks 2 at a time. They go so fast. It's weird. I don't know what it is. It goes really, really fast. I think I might be doing this a lot more. I knit my socks on a 2.25 millimeter needle, and right now I'm using carbons, which are great because sorry, I think I just put my thumb. It said it's almost full, so I might have to break in a moment. My carbons are great because they don't break. My phone is almost full. Typical. I do too much. So that's what I've been working on. Nicole C. Mendes. And, oh, and I want to show you really quickly, because like I said, it's almost full, but it's still recording, so it could be okay. I ordered from Turtle Pearl Yarns. It's Genevieve. I think that's how you say her name, Genevieve. I think I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Turtle Pearl Yarns, and I'll show you what it looks like. Turtle Pearl Yarns. I ordered these a while ago, and they're magnets, and she makes them, and I thought they were so cool. And I love the pink. They're just 2 magnets that you stick on your chart, like this, to keep your place. And there was pink. Where's the other one? Oh, right here. This ribbon and this ribbon I thought was really pretty too. A black with pink flowers. And it's a little bit of a shorter one. I ordered that, and she was so sweet. Look at this. She sent me, thank you, Turtle Pearl Art Fire. Go there. Check out her shop. She's got gorgeous stuff. She sent me little tiny, and I don't know if you can see them through the bag. I don't want to lose them out here. Stitch markers, and they're turtles. Love them. Of course, I can't open the bag. It's typical. So, no strength, none. Here's a little green one, and I'll show you the little green one. You can see it. I don't know if it's going to focus on it or not. Don't know. Oh well, you can get the idea. They're really cute. Thank you, Genevieve. Very nice. I think it's Genevieve. I want to say Genevieve. That's how I would say her name. I've gotten yarn from her. We've done a swap before, and she does gorgeous stuff. Just saying. So go and check out her store on Artfire. Turtle Pearl Yarns. And that's it. Pretty much it. It's been 20 minutes now, chatting, and my neighbors are starting to come out. They have little kids, so it's going to get a little bit noisy in here, which is kind of fun. I love it. I love it in the summer with all the noise, with everyone around. Germans are very, very picky. They have a time when you can throw glass away. You may not mow the lawn on Sundays. You're not allowed to do any noise on Sundays. Sunday is, heaven forbid, you go out and do anything in the yard on Sundays, because they will come and tell you. You're not to. You can't, oh, there's time. For example, on Saturdays, you can't throw glass away from, I think it's 3 o'clock on in the afternoon. We've been yelled at before. That's how I know. And so it's very, very quiet and peaceful out here, but I love to hear a lawnmower. What do you think? How do you feel? What do you think of noise like that? I think it sounds like life. I love life. I like to hear a lawnmower in the summer going and people moving and doing things, and it's all part of it. So, and I'm kind of bummed because we had a woodpecker earlier today. Oh, by the way, what do you think of it? Go in the Ravelry group. Join my Ravelry group at the Giving Flower podcast group on Ravelry, and let us know what you think. I'll put up a thread. We had a woodpecker, and I don't hear them, but you heard them all morning. Yesterday I came out and worked in the yard. I put fertilizer down on the bushes and on the roses. I put some rose food out, and I kept hearing this woodpecker. It was so cool. I wish he was out right now, because we have a big wooded lot next to us. And so you hear nightingales, all sorts of stuff. It's wonderful. So, and I don't hear any bees right now. Maybe they're scared of me. Don't blame them. They're the neighbors. Cute kids. So, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed our little short jaunt. I will hopefully be chatting at you next week with a bunch of other people. Hopefully somebody will want to do it. I don't think Alex is going, so I don't think she'll be able to podcast with me next week. So we'll have to see who will. Maybe Gisela. Maybe Gisela, you will. We'll see. Yeah, have a great week. Keep knitting. Get some sewing in. And I'll talk to you later. Come visit me on my podcast group. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, really, really quickly, I wanted to tell you the German word of the day, because a lot of you like the German word, and I don't have anybody to say the German word. But I was thinking it was Bienen, which is bees. We have Bienen and we have honey, which is Honig. So we have Honig und Bienen. Those are your words for the day. German words. So go use them, because that's what we do in German. Say Bienen and Honig, because that's how the Germans say it. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.